All right, traders, recording is officially underway. Happy Friday. It is the 16th of April. Welcome to a weekly recap. Let's talk about stocks, forex, cryptos. Good morning to Ladine. Good morning to Wayne. Good morning to Scott. Good morning to Gary. And everyone else is tuning in. We're live on all the platforms there: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Twitch. Nice to see everybody. All right. We understand there's risk in trading. Please and always use trade capital only. Do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. You know the deal. If you're following me out there, youtube.com/Chris Pulver, best way to follow me. If you want to follow me and send me direct messages, of course, I like the comments on the YouTube channel. Feel free to comment on, videos, my playlists, anything like that. Feedback, requests, that's all great too. If you want to send me a direct message, you can hit me up on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Chris Pulver Trading, or on Instagram at pulver.chris. I also have a lot of tweets as well at pulverchris. So whatever, you can follow me out there on social media. I'm out there, but it's primarily trading focus only. Okay, otherwise, I don't really love social media. Okay, but it's nice to be on these channels and get the word out and trying to help traders become more successfully profitable and consistently profitable. All right, equities on demand. We had a great week, actually. Learned a ton. Classroom is really evolving, so I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Trading indicators, I am setting aside some time this weekend to do a couple more videos. I'm going to try to get through the letter A. I still have Awesome Oscillator to finish up and brand. I have average trading range, which is a big one, not just for Forex, but also for stocks. So those are a couple I'd like to get through and then maybe work into Bollinger Bands. I also started to put a playlist together for different broker platforms. I have one that I posted on Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade's web platform. I have others that will be included here. I'm doing one on Fidelity. I'm doing one on E-Trade. I'm doing one on Webull and Robinhood, as well as Charles Schwab and their Street Smart Edge. So I will be looking at building out that playlist as well. That's going to be really good information for anybody that is, wondering what broker to use, what broker to trade with. I'm not, pro any broker. I just want traders out there to realize that there's a lot of options, there's a lot of choices, and whoever you decide to work with broker-wise, make sure your money's treated well, make sure the fees and commissions are competitive or realistic, and that your broker is well regulated and isn't going to turn up and disappear overnight. And the same thing is probably true for cryptocurrencies. So I'll not only talk about stock and options brokers, but also Forex. Maybe given to cryptos as well. I mentioned on Monday that I'm going to try to get some information on how the heck can I get out of my Ripple position. And I have added a couple of things. I added Coinbase Pro, which I've already been in Coinbase for several years now. But Coinbase Pro, I started looking at. It doesn't let me get out of Ripple because Ripple's still delisted from Coinbase. I added Bittrex, which is a great platform to trade with, but I can't get out of my Ripple position. I also added Uphold. I'm still in the works. Now, I'm not, freaking out because there's still upward mobility. The equity curve on cryptos is pretty nuts. Basically, this is what my equity curve looks like. I'm bringing up my drawing tool here. And maybe some of you experienced the same thing, but literally all week since we had our outlook on Monday, I have had chart alarms going off every single day on some respective coin. So I'm either in, the majors like Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, but I have some altcoins like Ripple, which has been tearing it up. I know that Dogecoin has been killing it this week with like 50+% rallies, and I'm sure all the stonk traders are super excited about that because, keep in mind that it was a joke when it was first created. But anyway, let me bring up this drawing tool here. The equity curve, the last probably 3 to 4 months has just looked something like this. It was just, pretty steady through 2000. I bought in really like 2019 after Bitcoin went up to 20. We had a corrective move down here. This is when I started to accumulate my Bitcoin and other coins that I started to diversify into. So, good overall base that was built. And from there, Bitcoin we know is, broke above 20,000, ran all the way up to 60 plus. But what's pretty amazing is recently a lot of the altcoins have done the same thing. So long story short, my equity curve has looked like this. Here's my finite investment. And from there, it just kind of goes. And then this has been like the last couple of months. So it's pretty wild to see, that's great. But obviously I realize that the risk with cryptos come also with the reality of, the mining costs and the reality of what could go up hundreds and hundreds of percent could also come back down 85% of that rally. I mean, if we stretch away from those mining costs, just like we did back in 2020, it's going to find them. So, that doesn't make me nervous necessarily. It just means that you've got to be prepared for that type of volatility. But what's going to be interesting is, on Bitcoin, for example, we are sitting at 60,684 after highs at 64,854. So we are, well off the highs here on Bitcoin. That's a pretty steep decline. In fact, it's down 4% just today. Ethereum, we have highs up to 2550 and it's retreated to 2378. So it looks like there was some pretty heavy profit taking. Has anyone been watching Coin this week, by the way? Okay, has anyone been watching Coin? Actual when Coinbase went live, their trading ran up to like 400 plus and just been getting crushed, which I kind of like, just because it's ridiculous that people. Number one, the valuation was supposed to be like in the $200 range, and it opened up at 380, jumped up here, highs at 429, and has just been killed. So, is this something that can actually start to base here if anybody's interested in owning Coin? Possibly, or is it something that's like, well, it's $325, pre-market's $327. Perhaps we've already established a high. Maybe this is a good kind of test level on Coin to see, there's a little daily pivot. There's some structure we can trade towards. We know that we have a high up here towards 420. So I like I said this week to traders, I would rather play the Coin game versus holding, actually the stock. GBTC as well. Okay. We did have a decline on this one. Let's go to the daily chart. If you're looking to hold kind of one instrument to track along with Bitcoin, this would be the one to hold. It's not a coin. It's essentially an ETF that follows Bitcoin. So we're at $52.60 pre-market's down to 50.50. Keep an eye on it. If Bitcoin ends up settling back in, okay, if this structure ends up breaking, then we're looking at some type of corrective phase. So I'm pretty keen on, hanging on to stuff, hanging on Bitcoin until we end up, maybe making a real run to 100,000. We had a great run on Ripple this week. Highs just shy of $2. We pulled back quite a bit. Again, high volatility, right? This run to this run, we're pulling back. Possibly look at some Fibonacci numbers in here. This looks like it's right around that 38%. So let me check something here. I'll just drag a fib from if we have a low to high, higher low to higher high. Let's drag a fib right here. Fib retracement off this recent rally. Let's do it from here. And we are right there reacting off that 30%. So 30% is a GAN level. If you watch that video that I have in my Keep It Seriously Simple video series, that GAN and Fibonacci retracement numbers. So 30% is a good area to look for a retest of the high. Okay. If it pulls back any deeper than that, 38% to 50, that's where we start to build some accumulation. That's where we start to look for some demand levels and then looking to head higher. There's also some pretty obvious breakout pockets from that daily chart, right? So anyway, Ripple was super exciting this week. Let's look at Dogecoin. I know that one made some headlines as well. And then we'll take a look. I want to see where we're at stock-wise this morning. And I've got an equities on demand session at 10 o'clock. Let's see here. Let's go Dogecoin. What? It is at 30. Wow. Oh man, that's crazy. 5 to 6 cents. It's up to 33 cents. Oh man, you guys are crazy. 33 cents divided by point. When I looked at this, it was 05, so that's 600+% gain. Wow. Not even reflecting the pullbacks that we've seen on Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple and Bitcoin. Doge's just going nuts. So Doge to $1. Hey, why not? Stonk traders to the rescue. Nice. Got into the GBTC at $10. That's crazy. That's crazy good. That's an amazing entry. All right, so Dogecoin is literally. Let me drag this measurement tool here from this recent accumulation zone around 6 cents. Dogecoin is up 470%. No big deal. Pretty fun stuff. So, wow. Good for the Dogies. Okay, let's take a look at the SPY. We have pre-market at 416.60, Still looking to kick higher. Anything news-wise today? I know that we have some earnings. I think Alcoa has earnings today. We have that set up in our equities on demand. I'm still looking to see what BlackRock's looking to do. I'm up some profit now on BlackRock. Let me check and see where this entire options leg is looking at. So right now, let's see, 22.25. All right, I'm going to try to let this thing run a little bit higher. So I'm going to monitor this on my end. I do have some credit limits set on the call side at $29, but I'm looking to set the entire credit up. Let me see if I can do the whole thing for $33, and I'll watch it. So good till canceled, 33 review. Okay. All right, I'm just going to keep that up there. So SPY looking to open higher, 416.59. Keep in mind, I talked about this on Monday and through the week in my trading room. This recent low to this high, we have pushed 7+%. 7+% on the SPY. That's a big push. That is, in a way, that's kind of blowing off these recent highs. Doesn't mean it has to stop right now, but it looks like we could see some very heavy pushing, very heavy profit taking as May into June rolls around. So, what goes up in April might be drifting into May. We might see some heavy profit taking going into mid or late May, or the saying, sell in May, go away. So we'll see how it goes. But that's a big push on all these respective indices. SPY, again, 7%. The NASDAQ or the QQQ up like almost 10%. So the Dow Jones pushing higher from yesterday's close. The DIA looking at gap open at 341. So we just keep seeing this relentless push to the upside from this movement. Take a look at this, the DIA. From this low to this high, pulls back right there. Past resistance becomes support. Another push to the upside. The trajectory is pretty steep. Okay, if we zoom out on this chart, you're going to see like this recent blow-off move is pretty wild, right? I mean, really wild, actually. So it's a little concerning, but I think I've talked about this before. If there is no real bearish catalyst, then what we're likely going to see is the market's going to push as hard as it can, as often as it can, and we'll see these violent little snapbacks, and we'll see these angry buying. And if you don't believe me, then look at when price gets pushed down to lows, look and see how aggressive it gaps up and just goes. And if it pulls back again, it gaps up and then it goes. I mean, there's so much buying interest out there that it's like that's the easy direction. That's the easiest play, is to try to buy low or to try to look for any type of dip, any type of bull flag, like the market just wants to push higher. So let it and ride it and trade it, right? That's not a problem. But is it a little concerning to see the trajectory like this? Sure. Are we overbought? Let's take a look. Okay, this is a daily chart. Are we getting into overbought territory on the Dow Jones? Yes. Are we making new highs in price and lower highs in momentum? Yes. So it's a bit of a concern. How about on the SPY? Are we getting into overbought territory? Nearly there. Are we getting higher highs in price but lower highs in momentum? Right? So we have some divergence that's setting in. Okay, let me see right here. All right, so let me turn that on. Let me see if I can get this one. That's not the one that I wanted. Hang on. Turn this one off. Turn this one on. There we go. Okay, so I don't have, let me check the weekly chart on the SPY. So again, weekly chart, daily chart. Definitely we are showing divergence on the weekly. If you see this is a momentum oscillator on this top subgraph, and this is a relative strength. So we have disagreement. We are sitting here near the, certainly overbought levels. The market can stay overbought. We know that. The market can sit up here, show this kind of hidden bearish divergence. We can still make highs until the reality sets in of a technical correction. Okay. But I still think even with a correction, there's a lot of buyers out there that are just going to try to buy the dip, buy past resistance, buy the structure. All right. Okay, let me get rid of those subgraphs. Let's go into the NASDAQ. This one's also been on a tear. The QQQ. Okay, keep in mind, one thing I want everybody to pay attention to, why do you think the markets are rallying this week? What other stocks have performed really well this week? Who can tell me? What like primary stocks that carried the markets last year, right? After a COVID crash, what was the recovery? What stocks were carried really well last year? We've heard of the FANG stocks, right? I mean, NASDAQ is making a run here where it lows at 307 all the way up to 340. Pre-market's 341.92. So let's take that out there. So what was that? What the low? What was the low out here? 307. Okay, so we are looking at 341. So 341 minus 307 divided by 307. We've had an 11% rally off these recent lows in the NASDAQ. Yes, exactly. Gary's got it. Tech, exactly. So the tech sector, and not just the tech sector, but the concentrated powerhouses of tech, the FANG stocks. So you're talking about Facebook. Okay, Facebook having, not exactly a good week, but Facebook recently, again, off these lows, look at this, 277 all the way to 315, a $40 move in Facebook over the last couple of weeks. Okay, how about Apple? If you've been following Apple, Apple is off the lows at 119 to 134, a $15 move. After a 4-to-1 split, I mean, this was essentially putting Apple on sale. That's a great move. Okay, so Apple's having a great week. Interesting. Major stocks that has, pretty much every portfolio in the world owns, and this is on the rally, and guess what's happening to the overall indices? They're also rallying. How about Amazon? Okay, Amazon wins their big case in Arizona. Lows around $3,000 up to nearly $3,400, a $400 move. Okay, that's not nothing. $400 divided by $3,000. That's a 13% move just in Amazon. How many portfolios in the world own Amazon or Apple or Facebook or Google or Microsoft, right? Lots of them. Netflix still haven't broken out of the highs. Microsoft, relentless, right? I mean, Microsoft just keeps going higher. I mean, just pausing. That's all. It's just pausing. That's it. I mean, I own Microsoft. I've got lots of it. I keep adding to it, but it's like, man, I just want to add at a good spot. I see these yearly pivots. I want to sit and wait before I get like really heavy. I'm not adding at, highs. But that's Microsoft. What else? Microsoft, Netflix we did, Google. Okay, ridiculous. Again, all it was major gap, little consolidation. We filled that kind of island gap there at $2,000. We're up to 20 pre-markets 2290. So another $300. So look at this rally. Like this is the last 1, 2, 3 weeks. So April is historically bullish. April is showing that, and the markets are violently buying. Okay. So again, tech is leading the way. Tech is carrying the indices. That's all well and good. Stocks that I like, stocks that I'm in. I still like United States Steel. I'm looking to accumulate. If you're interested, I'm looking to accumulate. I'm in here around $15. I'm in here again around $18. I'm actually looking at some assignment on some option plays around $16.50. So I just want to accumulate. I think that if we look at this one, especially with infrastructure spending, I think that this one has some promise. We should have a pullback coming soon. I would hope we do. But if we have it's coming off these lows, consolidating a little bit, we might have a bit of a corrective wave here. But I'm looking for more upside. I think that we can get into $40, $45 on X. It may be, 6 to 12 months away, but I think this is a stock I want to own for the next, 1 to 2 years. Right? So I do like this one. Also another one, CLF, similar, right? We've stretched off these lows at $3 and $4. We're all the way up to 18 and change. Any pullback, I'm looking to buy more. So we have this really nice accumulation zone in here. That's around 1250. So between 1250 and let's say about 750. If we have any pullbacks in here, I'm looking to buy more and looking for more upside. This one also has room to run up to $30 and $40. So if you zoom out on this chart, CLF has been much higher not that long ago. Okay, so this is back into 2013, 14, 2012. We were in the $50, $60 area. So I'm looking for, even if this is just a massive reversal pattern, tons of support in here, right? Even resistance higher around $28. If we have a pullback, I'm looking to buy it, head back up towards $28, $30. If I'm, building a base around $15, $16 and I can double that towards $30+, I'd be happy with that. Okay, so I like that one. I'm also looking at GOLD or Barrick Gold. I put in a limit buy. I did not get you, son of a bee. I didn't get filled. I own this one, but I'm looking to add to it. I have a limit buy at $21.95, which is right below. Come on. I'm hoping we can get a little bit of a pullback here on GOLD. So I am trying to buy more. Look at this one on the weekly chart. Okay, all the way up here towards $54. This is Barrick Gold Corporation. So I'm looking at this resistance level. I'm looking at this trend line support. So, again, trying to find some levels to accumulate, look to trade it up to a new high, connect the highs here, build a channel. Everybody see that? So if we have a trend line here, you know, make it parallel. There's your channel high. If we can come down and find this channel low, I like that buy trade right there. Now, this may continue to stay in this pattern for a while, and we can continue to take those trades and buy low and buy low and buy low. Or we can just look for levels to buy, period. Just look for levels to buy and then look left on your chart for profit. Anything $50 or higher on gold would be great. And it's currently trading at 20, pre-market's going to be 22.38. And we have Wall Street opening in about 8 minutes. Okay, so keep a close eye on GOLD. Other ones, I had a trade this week on Johnson & Johnson. It is pre-market 160.41. I'm going to hang on to this for a little bit longer. Hopefully we get to 165 or 166 on this one. And Lyft was a trade that we took this week inside of our equities on demand class. It's at 64.44. This will be a full credit and full profit by today, which is awesome. So excited to have that one be a nice little winner. Anything you'd like me to take a look at today? I think we can, we'll probably go another 10, 15 minutes. We can take a look at some Forex pairs. I'm watching this is my stock side of things. I'm just watching a couple positions. I'll show you the dashboard here. So just monitoring some positions. Alcoa comes out with earnings today. Let's take a look at Alcoa. Bed Bath & Beyond, we're still holding the call side. So I'm going to see if we can, work our way back up on Bed Bath & Beyond a little bit. BlackRock, up a few bucks on BlackRock right now with the overall position. But my goal is to have BlackRock push into the, maybe 820, 825 area. And if that's the case, and I'm looking to close out a majority of my call side, I might just take the whole profit. If I get this options leg to add up here, take a look at this. So if I can show you my little dashboard, there you go. So right now it's trading at a net credit at 22.25. Okay, now I would like to see this up near $30. If I can get this up pushing a little bit higher for today, I still have the expiration out till next Friday, but I'm looking for 30 bucks. Now, would I take it at 29 or 28.50? Sure. I'm in this trade for, I think the cost for this is $24 for me. Let me go to this spreadsheet here. Let me double check. Bottom feeder. Yeah, we'll take a look. We'll take a look at some of those this morning. Let me go to BlackRock. In at 24.50. So I'm in at 24.50. I'm looking to get it, 20, 29, 30 bucks would be awesome on BlackRock. So I'll be watching that one pretty closely. Also in some option plays on Citigroup. It's pretty flat right now. So let's take a look at those prices. WFC Wells Fargo, we close out a call side and going to keep an eye on the put side for right now. So I think everything could, push again for the morning. We'll see if we have a nice little burst higher. And if so, then I'll be monitoring those positions. So let's check and see, do we have, and I'll go into those pre-markets for bottom fishing. We have a couple that I want to take a peek at. Let's go to BBBY because I'm still in the call side of BBBY. This was our earnings play from this week. And this actually could work out really well. So the expiration on BBBY is next Friday. So the cool part about this is if we start to rally back up, then we may even turn that call side into profit and try to achieve that kind of maximum gain from this. So what we did on this one, this was an earnings play. Bed Bath & Beyond, apparently hit the numbers, but the price gapped lower. So they gapped lower, but if we come back and try to fill that gap, then our call side that remains open looks pretty good. So we're trying to kind of double dip on Bed Bath & Beyond, but I think that one could work out pretty well. Wells Fargo, we took some money on the call side. It is still pushing to the upside, but again, I'm curious, will we kind of, phase this? If we run up here, do we fade that move a little bit? We'll monitor that. I might end up taking maybe a small loss on the put side and still walk away with profit, but I'll evaluate that today. Again, expiration on that is not until next Friday. Let's look at the Alcoa earnings. So AA and pre-markets at 34. Let me see what we have that one bracketed as. Go back here. AA. We're looking for the upside at 35.30, and we're pre-market at 34. So if we can gap a little bit higher, push a little bit higher, I'd love to see Alcoa stretch up into that $35 level. If it does, then we should be able to close full profit on that one. Okay, so speaking of Alcoa, let me take a look and see what that one's doing. So if I look at the call side, In profit on the call side. All right, so I own the stock alone, so I'm just gonna have to look and see what the call side is trading for. So between this one, let me close here. See if I can maybe add a bracket to this one. Add brackets to AA. Let me see if I can add a bracket to that. Okay, so I'm watching this one pretty closely. And we'll keep assessing it. All right. So the good thing is we've got some reaction with earnings. This was I think this was after market yesterday, so they're looking to open up a little bit higher. We have 3 minutes before the open. Let's take a look. If you're following me with Equities on Demand, if anybody's interested, if you're watching me right now on YouTube and you're interested, I do want to share. I have a direct link here. Give me a second. Let me drag this over here. Where my charts go. Okay, so if anybody's interested, I do have a direct link to Equities on Demand. If you'd like to follow along, we're live every single day, and I'll post this in the chat for YouTube. So this is Equities on Demand. Okay, there's a direct link if you'd like to check it out. So I'm recording this session. I'll put in the description or the notes for today. I'll put in a link to a webinar. I'll put in the Equities on Demand. And I'll put in also, I think some of you requested in comments about Price Action Pro, so I can include that link as well if interested. Okay, so we do have some opportunities that I want to take a look at this morning. If we have pre-market, so let's take a look. We carried over one from yesterday, NCTY. Pre-market, it is 20.59. So I'm going to continue to monitor this one as the market opens. 15-minute chart. We have a couple of daily pivots I'm going to monitor here. So, I'm still sitting here at 23 bucks. It's up a little bit. We're at 20.59. I'll just assess. It looks like we could gap a little bit lower. I might set a limit in at 20. It's 1962. I'm going to set a limit in NCTY. I'll do this right now. I'm going to do a limit at 1975. Let me see if I get a 1975. So here, let's go into trade. And NCTY. There it is. And I'm going to look at I'm already in for 50 shares. I'm going to do another 50 here, limit at, I'll do 1975. We have about a 10-cent spread on this trade. So I'll look to trying to buy near yesterday's low. So limit buy at 1975, and I'll keep that for right now. So let me review and place, and that would improve my cost basis on NCTY. So that's going to look at this level here. So I'm going to set a chart alarm at 1965 and see if I get filled. 19.65 there, and then check for fill. Second portion. Okay, so Wall Street is open. 20.76. So we're in here. Let's take a look at these charts. So do we have a gap from yesterday's close to today's open? I'm still looking. NCTY was a carryover from yesterday. MP was a new opportunity for today. This is Materials Corp. We have a close higher, gap lower. So technically this one is available on the day. We do have futures up for the morning. Let me see what we have. Wow, crossing. That was quick. Jeez. Okay, NCTY. Did I get filled on that? 1961. That's actual price opening there. So maybe I got filled. Let me see if I get filled on that. That would have been quick. Count positions, NCTY. Now in for 100 shares. Okay, so I'm in. I got filled on both levels. I'm looking at my cost basis now. All right, so I'll see what that looks like later on today. The next one is MP. Okay, MP pushing lower. Now, I don't have to run right into these trades. I'm going to wait probably 15 minutes. I'm going to wait for this first candle to close. If this one is pushing lower for the day, I'm looking to buy this one low, maybe something around 30 bucks or so, and have this thing try to find that daily pivot or so. So that's not a bad one. MP is a valid trade. If you want to write that down, MP is a valid trade. Again, all this is explained in our trading room, equities on demand. We talk about all that good stuff. BlackRock's at 30. Let me take a look. BlackRock here. You see what we have. Trading at. Yep. So we've got the bid at 30, the ask at 26. My net credit's 22.95. Yeah, it's not there yet. The call side maybe, right? Call side. Let me see if I can just evaluate the call side. Let's do this. Let's get rid of the puts. Call side net credit 23.10. So it's still not there yet. So I want to try to get this one out to $28, $29. That link took us to price. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yep, I have that. Hang on. I've got that link. 1 second. Direct link. There it is. Sorry, here's the link for equities on demand. There you go. That link should work for equities on demand. Okay. So I'm looking at the call side on BlackRock. It's at 23.20. I still want to push this up in the high 20s. $28.50, $29. That would make me happy. Okay. Alcoa, meanwhile, is in profit on the net. That's fine, but I'm looking for this one to also push up into Alcoa, hopefully at $2 plus. So if we just did the call side, I'd be looking for $2 plus. Let me take a look. I will close. Nope, I just want to close. I'm going to look at the whole leg. So let me get this up here. It's a little bit more difficult to manage because I actually own Alcoa already. I'm up 55 bucks on that. So my net between my own shares and this one, what I could do is I could just close out my stock for 55 bucks and then manage the option trade as is. So let me see what I can do here. I might just close out for 50 bucks in Alcoa and try to buy it on dips. I can also look at some options to buy it lower anyway. So I think I'll do that right here. I'm up 50 bucks in this one. I'm going to close. Let's see. Give me some profit. 56. Still running. 55. I'll close this one. That's just going to be. No. Don't close everything. One stock plus the options. I'm up $524. And this one costs $1.80. So I'm definitely up some decent profit in this. Choices. I think I'm just going to take the profit. Get up there higher. Get to 60 plus. All right. So I'll take the money in Alcoa and run. There we go. And let's look at what we're trading at here. So we're looking at $2 plus. Right now it's at $1.90, which is just above break even. If I just did the call side, let me check. Everybody can see me doing this, right? So I'm going to get rid of the put side. This might be like over some traders' heads, but $1.93 on the call side. I'm going to let this push a little bit higher. Yep. I'll keep an eye on this. So I'm going to try to let this one run a little bit higher. Same thing with BlackRock. So what I should have just closed out here for the gain would have been like 50, 60 bucks on the stock side. Positions, balances, transactions, order status, AA order. Okay, that should have filled and closed. All right, we've got 4 options legs there. There it is. Okay, so 60 bucks on the stock, which is fine. I just took that one like a couple weeks ago, so I'm looking to buy a lot more. And then order status, positions, I'll monitor this to see what that call side does. Same thing for BlackRock today. All right, we got Citigroup as well. And Johnson & Johnson should be able to keep rallying up towards 166. I've got Wells Fargo down here. Continue to monitor those positions. All right, let's go back to it. MP. So NCTY is still hanging in there. So NCTY at 1968. I did get filled at 1975, so that does improve my cost basis. We got a daily pivot around 21. I'm looking for a break even on trade one, which was $23 yesterday. So I know I'm talking fast here, but $23 was trade one, got filled at 1975 trade two. If we go up here, break even, and then take profit, walk away happy. All right, so I'm going to set a chart alarm at I got the chart alarm there at 23 bucks. If that comes up into $23, I'll even set it right here at 22.62, which is just before that previous support. So check P and L, and if I'm up, 100 bucks or more, then I'll probably close that one out. MP here. Big push to the downside in MP. Let's get some context in this one. So MP, this is MP Materials Corp. We have some great support right around $28. So, just food for thought in this one. If interested, there is a lot of support here around this 28 to 28.50 area. Would I jump in and buy it right now at $30? Probably not. Let it close. It's a good opportunity for the day. But if we took an entry, I would probably consider half entry and then another add-on around that $28 trade and hold it for a couple of days. Okay, so we can talk about that as we, if you want to join me at 10 o'clock for Equities on Demand, you're more than welcome. Right there, but 27.50 is that yearly pivot. Okay, what's the next one for today? So we have MP, we have Ride. I'm already in Ride as an owner. This one's at 974. This one's extremely oversold already on some higher time frames. This one, I believe, gapped lower. Nope, didn't. It didn't. It gapped higher. So this was the close from yesterday. This is the gap higher. It's pushing lower. Keep an eye on it, but technically it gapped higher, so that one is not fitting our rules. But I do own Ride. I'm in this one at I don't know what share price I'm in. Let me check on the daily. I believe that I am in Ride. I think I got in here equal lows around 1290. 1290. So it's just a little bit upside down. But lots of upside potential in this one for a hold. Buying it sub $10, and you've got runs up to $30. Be pretty exciting. CCIV, we've taken this one already a couple of times. 15-minute chart. Get some context. Did it gap lower? It looked like it gapped lower. So this one is valid. We have about 6 minutes before the candle closes. So this could be one to keep an eye on for the morning as well. It's at 1964. I don't mind this trade. So gaps lower. If it closes lower, looking for a bounce back up for the day. Looking for some nice pocket trading up towards 21.50. That's not a bad spot there. So I'll wait on this one. I'm going to write this one down. So MP, CCIV. I like both of those. Those are valid trades. DMTK. This one gapped higher and is running, oh wow, gapped way high. So this one gapped way up here and then is retreating back to the open. So that one's not valid. Let's see here. Looks like Tyson closed his Alcoa contracts out for the call side. So let me take a peek. Let me look at the call side. If I just did the call side, right now it's $1.79. If I just did the call side, so get rid of the put, $1.79. He filled at 214. Are you kidding me, dude? Damn, that was good execution. I mean, I do have 50, 60 bucks on the stock. I'm up another 20 or $18. I could just close the whole thing out and just take my stock price and let it be over with. There's 26, 32, 36, 37. All right, I think I'm just going to close this down. So I don't have a limit in right now. I'm up $39, $47. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. All right, let's go market. Closing 184. Come on, man. There we go. Come on, Schwab, close it down. Okay. So just close out for like 100 bucks. Should be filling. There we go. All right, so realized, once that fills into the balance, realized gains. Oh, snap. BlackRock just closed out for my call side. Boom. All right. Making some cash on the day. I like that. That's not too bad. So we've got $59 plus 970 plus 124.70 minus 109.30 plus 170 plus 1486 plus 15.7. It's not a bad little day. Not a bad day. So that BlackRock call side did close. That must have been at $29. Awesome. Okay, so let me monitor what's left. I might just close out the whole BlackRock piece. All right, so between BlackRock 1486, 1570, and we'll let this one just marinate for a second. All right, I know I've been spending a lot of time on the platform. I'm probably missing some questions. I am missing some questions. Okay, 1920 NCTY there, David. Good. Take your dollars, Denise. Yeah, thanks. I did. I am. I don't see additional bottom fishing. Yeah, there were. They were added into the chat in Equities on Demand. I don't know if I added them into the trade tracker because they came in last night. Hang on a second. So let me go to the tracker doc. Trade tracker. So I'll get those added. So bottom fishing, we have some new ones. So from today, 416, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 today. 416, 416, 416. So all I'm doing is, this is inside the Equities on Demand classroom. We have MP, Ride, CCIV, and DMTK. And we're looking for buy trades here. Oops. All right, so that's where we're added. I am an NCTY with the added fill. Let me see where my break even is in this one. I know we're kind of going all over the place for this recap, but we got some live trading, so want to make sure that I'm paying attention. 1963, so I must have been filled at a pretty decent price. This is my P&L. All right, so I've got to monitor this one. I'm down 185 bucks. Not a big deal. All right, I'm going to leave that open a little bit. Bed Bath & Beyond, I'm going to leave that open a little bit. Closed out Alcoa for some profit. Wells Fargo, United Steel, I'm still up. I'm going to hold on to this one because I want assignment on that. Wells Fargo, I'm going to see if that put side will improve a little bit by next week. And NCT, well, I'll keep watching. All right, so we have, it's 9:44. Let's take a look. How are we doing on the old stream today? We got about 100 people watching. All right, what's up, everybody? Okay, let's go back to the charts. So really quickly on the morning, MP. It gapped lower and pushed lower, and we're about 1 minute away from the close, $30.83. This is non-energy, let's see, metals and minerals. Okay, just curious what they do. So this is a valid trade at 30.83. NCTY, I'm still going to monitor for the morning. We're at $19.30. Come on, dude, find a freaking pivot, would you? What are the other ones? Ride, RIDE. This one gapped higher, gapped slightly higher. DMTK, CCIV. This one gapped lower as well. So there's our 15-minute candle. It's pushing a little bit lower. Okay, I mean, it looks pretty good. This is Finance Conglomerate, CCIV. Is this a SPAC? Blank Check Company. Okay, this is a SPAC play. I might hold off on that one. SPACs have been, good and bad. I think that they're getting hit pretty hard. This one's already been formed. Yeah, there's probably some downside stuff here on CCIV. I'll sit tight on this one. I'll pass on this one. I'm just going to continue to monitor that NCTY. I know that there was an MARA from yesterday, Marathon Digital, that I kind of liked. This one's at 38.92. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Go to the 15-minute. This is a trade I was interested in yesterday. So another gap lower. We have 1, 2, 3 daily pivots in a row. I don't mind this one either. This is data processing services. Let me see if I can find some really strong support on the higher time frame. So this is what I was looking for, just some really good trend line structure right in here. So, I'm just looking at an opportunity if we have a bit of a channel forming, buying low and taking it back up towards channel highs. But it did give us a trade opportunity yesterday, and it pushed lower. So you can see that we rallied up here, gapped lower again for the morning. This isn't a bad play. But I'm just going to wait. I'm going to try to manage some things. I got a lot of stuff that I'm juggling right now. So I think I can settle in for the morning. I'll keep an eye on my positions here. MP is a Chinese company, maybe Rare Minerals. Yep, that's fine. I'll keep an eye on MP. So CCIV, I'm going to cross that one off my list. I'll watch NCTY. I'll hold on to that one for a little bit longer. I mean, it's not super expensive. We're already showing some good alignments on the higher time frames. MARA, I also like. If it gets pushed down again today, let's say we settle into like $37, I'm probably just going to take a stab at 37. Maybe set a limit buy above it or a stop buy basically, and try to take it up to one of these pivots. We have pivot from today, Thursday, and Wednesday. All are available for price to find. Plus, we have oversold conditions. Okay, what's the upper line on CCIV? The upper line, let me take a look at that. I don't have it on this chart, so let me go to my other chart. But I'll show you what the values are. So we got a lot of action. Okay, so NCTY. Here is a chart. All right, so we're at 1981. Keep an eye on this NCTY. Let's look at MARA from yesterday. Okay, so this was the setup from yesterday. It is pushing slightly lower. I don't have my pattern, although it did gap lower. The reason that it didn't pop up today with the, we call this our money flow pattern. The reason that it happened today is because yesterday's price action, we came down below and we closed up above the bands. So it did hit the band by the end of the day. That's why we don't have our improved colors. So it gapped lower, but what I'm looking for is maybe by the end of today, we have another money flow pattern. That's a great looking trade for Monday. So just a little update there on MARA. MP, this is that MP Materials Corp. Okay, this one upper band price is 32.88. 32.88. So that's the current value. Remember, these bands will change. So if you're following along, keep an eye on this band. It's gonna, if price doesn't really do much, this band will adjust with time. So you're looking at something around 32, let's say 32.50, 32.60. If it's going to continue to work down, but right now it's currently sitting at 32.88. Okay, and then CCIV, that's the SPAC play, but like I said, I'm probably going to sit that one out for the SPAC play. Although, look, the pattern's a pattern, right? We're right in here. What I don't love about this one is that we were inside the bands before it gapped lower. So just, my personal preference and kind of the visuals on this one, if we close down here, then gap lower, I'd be a little bit more keen on the trade just to follow it. But again, it followed the rules, right? It gaps lower. There's the close. The upper band is 21.01. So you're looking for about a dollar move, which isn't terrible. A dollar move on a $20 stock, it's 5%. So it works. All right. NCTY, continue to monitor. It's got some chart alarms set up here at 23 and change. So let's go. All right. I guess I'll wrap it up. I got to start rolling into equities on demand here in 10 minutes. Any questions? I know we just started trading essentially when the market opened, but that's all good. I'm going to keep watching BlackRock and see what happens for the day. I'll keep watching Wells Fargo. I'll keep watching Johnson & Johnson's probably going to get carried over to next week. But this one's already in profit. I did collect $185 in this one, so I'm just monitoring this overall. I also collected full profit on Lyft, so I closed that out for my credit at $30 per contract. Citi, it is, let me check and see where Citigroup is at, because if we haven't really gone anywhere, so we did a little run here. Citi, it's sitting at 72.50. So I mean, just not a lot of movement. So we might end up just calling it what it is. We'll talk about this more in Equities on Demand in the next 10 minutes. But if we're not moving anywhere, this one might not be worth hanging on to. Or the flip side is maybe just wait, because by next week maybe there's some more movement to one side or the other. But what we don't want to see is as we sit on these options longer into next week, there's just more decay that we have to deal with. So we kind of want to see, we like those kind of initial reactions on earnings and see if it's going to be a jumper, which it's not. So we might just end up taking a small loss and walk away. But we'll talk about that in 10 minutes. All right. So I'll go ahead and wrap up the recording for today. Thanks for being with me. Hope you had a great week this week, made some cash, made some profits. We didn't even talk about Forex today, but I'm still monitoring things. The old yen's being a real turd. So is the JPY. My Swiss yen's back up to the highs again at 118.30. Hopefully Euro Aussie and Euro CAD are going to start pushing for us. They're retreating, up, back to the upside nicely. So Euro Aussie is looking better. Euro New Zealand should have been filled on a couple of buy trades here. Yep. So we should see some breaks in that 15-minute chart on Euro New Zealand to get filled. So that's good. And still, a lot of positions I like in Forex. A lot of positions I'm just sitting on and holding, and looking forward to some nice profits coming soon. CAD yen still hasn't hit that shaded zone, Denise. Keep an eye on that one. Hopefully it comes up and hits 88.20 first, but if not, I'll watch it. Okay. Yep. CAD yen in the gray zone. Got it. All right, traders, thanks for being with me today. I'll see you in Equities on Demand if you want to join me, 8 minutes. And if you're in the VIP session today at noon, we'll keep that one pretty short and sweet. I've got pretty much a cutoff at 12:30 today, but we're going to have some fun for the morning. All right, thanks for watching today on YouTube. I'll see you next week on Monday. I am going to do some videos this weekend, so hopefully on Monday I can talk about, hey, there's some stuff on brokers. Here's some trading indicators A to Z. So I appreciate you coming in, tuning in on Mondays and Fridays. Appreciate the thumbs up and the likes. Any comments are welcome. And if you have requests for Keep It Serious and Simple, have requests for indicators, let me know, and I'll put it on the list, and I'll make some videos on it. Okay? All right, see you soon, everybody. Thank you. Bye.